Hello and welcome back to One Way Designs 238. To jump right into today's project, I'm going to take 3 of these rectangular signs from the Dollar Tree, and I am simply using a flathead screwdriver, and I am removing the staples. I can't remember which video I found this tip on, but I'm removing all of those staples just to be sure that the covering is off, and as well, again, to make sure that the staples are all gone. Using this technique with the flathead screwdriver is a whole lot easier than trying to use the needle nose pliers by themselves, or just trying to use the wire cutters by themselves. And again, I'm going to do this to 3 of these signs from the Dollar Tree. I have all 3 of these uncovered and ready to be used. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and attach them or adhere them, all 3 of them together. And I'm going to use my Beacon Fabri-Tac glue as well as a little bit of hot glue. And those of you that are crafters, know what this is for. And if you're not a crafter, the reason we use 2 different adhesives is we use the Fabri-Tac for a long-term hold, and we use the hot glue for a right now adhesion. And again, I'm going to be attaching all 3 of these pieces together using this combination of adhesives. Take your time gluing these pieces together because you really want everything to be aligned and straight and together. Now I'm going to take some of these craft sticks from the Dollar Tree or from Walmart, wherever you purchase yours from. I did get mine from Dollar Tree. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the bottom piece off, and then I just simply measure it at the top. And what I'm going to do is actually glue this to the inside, 2 on the longer sides and 1 on the shorter side, on each shorter side on the inside, to give us more stability. But while you are gluing these pieces in on the inside, you may notice that you may have to trim them down. And as a matter of fact, I do recommend that you trim them a bit shorter than the top of the project, just to be sure that everything will lay nice and flush later on. And I'm just simply attaching these with just hot glue. And the hot glue that I use are the Gorilla glue sticks. I made the mistake by using one of the sticks that was a little bit too long. I didn't want to edit that out because I did want you to see that, you know, oftentimes we have ideas in our heads, but having an idea is one thing, but when you go to putting it together, that's a horse of a different color. And as a friend of mine, Beverly from sStunningCreations says, sometimes you just have to let the project take its own path. Now that that's all together, I'm going to go ahead and give this a coat of white acrylic paint. And the reason for doing so is I'm going to paint this project silver, and that white acrylic paint will really give that silver something to grab onto. So I'm going to paint this entire project, my base, my foundation, this white acrylic paint, in this white acrylic paint that is. Now, the white acrylic paint, you can use Apple Barrel. I'm using Ceramic Coat. I did get this from Hobby Lobby. Anytime that you are looking for these supplies, especially from Hobby Lobby, Michaels, AC Moore, make sure that you get these things on 50%, 40% off. Use the coupons anytime that you can. You know, everybody needs to save those coins right about now. I actually dropped the project, but y'all didn't see that. So now I'm using my blow dryer, which I use only for crafting purposes, and this is just going to speed up the drying time. So now I'm going to bring in this metallic silver paint, and I want you to see and take notice of how that silver paint really grabs onto the white paint, and it allows that silver to be nice and bright. If we did not do so, it would have been dull. So I'm going to take this silver and I'm going to go ahead and paint the rest of my project in this silver paint. My silver paint is nice and dry. So now I'm going to take a mixture of Mod Podge in the matte finish, and I'm also going to use this fine grit of glitter. I did purchase that from Hobby Lobby. Now with this step, you can use as much glitter or as little glitter as you wish. I like this technique because the Mod Podge and glitter mixture will, first of all, seal the paint, which means that it will keep it from getting scratched and nicked up, but it also adds that bit of touch of glitter and shine to it. And of course you see that it does go on white, but it is going to dry perfectly clear. And I am just going to paint, again, the entire foundation of this project with this glitter and Mod Podge mixture. So you can see once it's dry, how it's already nice and sparkly, but that's not quite enough sparkle for me. I'm going to take it a couple of steps further. But before I start getting too sparkly on you, I'm going to go ahead and create a bottom for the project. And you can use these signs. And if you can't find the signs, then you can use the dry erase boards that the Dollar Tree has. So to create the bottom of this project, I'm simply aligning the project to the backside of the dry erase board. And then I am just going to draw a line where it needs to be cut. And to cut it, I'm simply going to use my craft knife or a utility knife, whichever one you have or prefer. Y'all see I'm piddling around. I'm taking my craft knife and I just scored it about 3 or 4 times and it just simply popped. And now what I'm doing is just simply taking the scissors and I'm just getting that excess paper and excess board, and I'm cutting that away so that the side will be nice and straight. And to attach this, again, I'm going to be using one of my favorite combinations. That's my Beacon Fabri-Tac and also my hot glue. And when I begin to place the project on top of this bottom portion, I want to really take my time because, again, once I place it, that hot glue does dry rather quickly, as well as the Beacon Fabri-Tac. Once I have it where it needs to be, I do apply pressure, and I'm sure that it is adhered to the bottom of the project. Now I'm going to take my other hot glue gun, and I'm just going to simply lay down a bead of glue or a line of glue on the inside corners and inside edges to be sure that everything is together, everything is cohesive. So now we're going to go back to our sparkles. This technique I really like because you can get the look that you want. Personally, I really like that rich encrusted look. So that package that I just showed you is called Mylar, and I picked that up from Walmart. That really gives you that nice, big, chunky, encrusted look. But also I'm using the standard size glitter and also the glitter that is called Jumbo. And I got those from Hobby Lobby as well. Now my mixture, I want it to be nice and thick because, again, I'm going for that really nice, chunky, encrusted look. And it's really going to look nice once you see it. But feel free to, you know, put as much or as little glitter as you feel. Now with this particular mixture, you cannot just brush it, you have to dab it on. So you see I'm just dabbing it, and I'm only going to do it in the center, that second frame that is in our project. I'm just going to do that, this technique on that one. Now that that's done, I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to give it a chance to dry. So now I just want to go ahead and work on the top portion. I have 3 of these square mirrors from the Dollar Tree. And this is some of that really dense foam. I got that from my job. They were going to throw it away. And I'm like, no, don't throw it away. I can definitely use that. So on these mirrors, what I'm doing is I'm simply taking the feet off of the bottom of them so that I can ensure that when I adhere them to this styrofoam, the contact is there and there's no risk of them falling off. If you don't have this kind of foam on hand, please don't go out and purchase it because it can be quite expensive. Please do feel free to use the foam core board from Dollar Tree. It works just fine. You can use 2, 3, 4 layers, however thick that you would like for it to be. So again, I'm using my Fabri-Tac and my hot glue on the back of these mirrors, and I'm just applying those to that dense foam. And it's not all in one solid piece, but I'm going to show you how we're going to make it a solid piece. Again, if you use the foam core board to do this, you know, it would be one solid piece, but because I'm using this dense foam, it's not. So again, I'm bringing in my craft knife or my utility knife, and I'm just cutting those pieces out. And I'm trimming off the excess of that foam. And we don't throw any foam away because we can use that. So now to attach these and to make it one piece, I'm going to go ahead and take my sign that I had earlier. And I am just going to simply line these up. I'm going to trace my straight edge. And I'm going to use the same technique with the craft knife, scoring it 3 to 4 times, pop it, and then just cut the excess away. Now, I will say for that tag that is on the back, or the label that's on the back of that sign, please remove it. I meant to remove it, but then I got excited at how this project was turning out, and I didn't remove it. So please do remove the label from the back of the sign. And I'm just repeating the same process that I did to attach the other piece to the bottom of our project. So I want to pause and send a big shout out to Beverly's Stunning Creations. She is a phenomenal YouTuber here on YouTube. This project was actually inspired by her. If you have not checked her out, please do so. Beverly's Stunning Creations. She's awesome. And please tell her that Ray from One Way Designs 238 sent you over to her. And also, if you're not subscribed to this channel, I humbly ask that you would please do so. I have a lot of fun here, and I have a lot of great content coming your way. A lot of great fall DIYs, a lot of great glam DIYs. So you see here, again, I'm just attaching these mirrors to this piece that I have cut out from that sign. I really recommend that when those summertime signs come out, the fall time signs come out, grab as many as you can because they really do come in handy when crafting. Everything is nice and cohesive. Everything is together. These mirrors are not going anywhere. So to attach the top of my project to the foundation or the base of it, I'm really eyeballing it very carefully to be sure that it's in the center and on point. And once it is where it needs to be, I'm just tracing it with the pen, and I'm just going to go in with that same glue combination, and we're just going to adhere it to the rest of the project. Again, be sure that it's where it needs to be, and once it's where it needs to be, apply even pressure, and it is attached. And I'm just going to do the same technique with running that line of glue around the corners and those edges where the two pieces meet. And that's going to ensure that everything is where it needs to be and it's not going to move. So I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to allow that Mod Podge in the middle to dry, and then we'll be right back. So now, to cover up this white styrofoam, I am actually going to use two different things. This is the bling wrap sheets from the Dollar General. I love it because it gives a really great reflection, and it does have its own adhesive on the back. So I'm going to actually place this on the front of the project, and on the back of the sides and the back of the project, I'm going to use that silver ribbon that I showed just a second ago. Now, although this does have its own adhesive on the back, I still use a bit of hot glue with it because I don't want any chances of it coming up and peeling off. Now, guys, can you see the world of difference that the chunky encrusted look has made in that project? Wait till the light hits it later on. It's beautiful. So I am just going to continue to go ahead and place this particular gem wrap, which is from the Dollar General, on the front, and then I'm going to use my silver ribbon on the sides and on the back. And I'm also going to trim it, use that same gem wrap to trim my middle piece as well. So once that's done, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the final results. Well, here she is. I think that this project turned out phenomenal. I think it turned out great. So if you can see that middle portion, just how that chunky encrusted look just adds such a dimension to the project. That's why I love that technique. It's absolutely gorgeous. All I did was I took just some bling that I had in my stash, and I just used it to simply decorate it. You can use this in gold, you can do it in silver, you could do it in blue, you could do it in multicolors. However you want, to your heart's desire, your heart's content. And I just want you to know that on the bottom of the project, just to take it even further and make it look even more high-end, what I did was just simply line the bottom with some felt. You can get that from the Hobby Lobby as well. I just hot glued it down, and that just really gives your project a finished look. That's the key to making a project look finished, is going the extra mile to make it look its best. So I hope you all have enjoyed. Until next time, be blessed.